Captain's log, stardate 2263.2. Today is our 966th day in deep space. A little under 3 years in our 5-year mission. The more time we spend out here, the harder it is to tell where one day ends and the next one begins. Kind of sounds like COVID quarantine to me for the last 5 months. Ugh. Welcome to our review of Star Trek Beyond 2016.
We got no ship, no crew. How are we gonna get out of this one?
I am Jayla.
You sure know how to throw out a welcome mat.
I do not know what is a welcome mat.
I need your help. If we don't stop him, millions of lives are at stake.
What we require is a diversion.
Come with me.
It's a heck of a distraction.
Is that music?
I like the beats and shouting.
Well, you do.
Rated PG-13.
All right. Today's guests are Cole and Taylor. They have been on the pod many times and they're back. The description of this film is the crew of the USS Enterprise explores the furthest reaches of uncharted space where they encounter a new ruthless enemy who puts them and everything the Federation stands for to the test. Directed by Justin Lin, made famous by the Fast and the Furious franchise. I think he directed 3 or 4 of those. And by the way, Fast and Furious 5, one of the best one of the best movies ever made. So if you don't like it, I know there's some out there. You need to revisit your life. Also, all the cast reprised their roles, so everyone from the first and the second one of this reboot has come back. Rating from IMDb is 7.1 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes, 86% from the critics, 80% from the normal Joe Blows. Box office pulled in $343.4 million. Which is crazy because supposedly this one didn't do as well, but that seems like pretty good to me. They're really unsure if they're going to make a 4th one. I read an article. I'm kind of stepping on popcorn trivia right now, but I read an article that Chris Pine was ready to do the 4th one, but really not sure what's going to happen with that. So if you're fans of these, let's hope and pray that they make a 4th one. Where you can watch this right now is IMDb TV, which is crazy. I guess just get an account and you can pull it up and watch it. I believe there's ads. Pretty sure there's ads if it's free. Also, Amazon Prime has it for free. Not sure if those have ads, but 2 places you can check it out right now and stream it. All right, let's get into popcorn trivia. Early in this film, Captain Kirk mentions that the 5-year mission had begun to feel episodic, an obvious nod to the episodic nature of the original and subsequent series, which I think is really kind of cool. And to be honest, that's what I feel like when I watch this 3rd film. It has a really cool vibe of like watching an extended episode of the series. So that's really cool. On Star Trek, the original series in 1996, at the end of the introductory speech narrated by William Shatner, at the beginning of each episode is to boldly go where no man has gone before. On Star Trek, The Next Generation in 1987, which was narrated by our glorious Sir Patrick Stewart, if I may, it was substituted for the words to boldly go where no one has gone before in an effort to be more gender neutral and race neutral, which is what they were trying to do. And in this feature, the otherwise introductory speech is moved to the end and narrated by multiple members of the cast. And the last bit, to boldly go where no one has gone before, being spoken by a female character, Lieutenant Uhura, portrayed by Zoe Saldana. So that's pretty cool. Another interesting tidbit, the shift in Sulu's sexual orientation caused a stir among fans. Some regarded it as a condescending example of tokenism. And this is really interesting. George Takei, who played Sulu on the original series and who is gay and a strong proponent of gay rights, disagreed with this shift, saying that the character Sulu had always been straight. So, there you have it, straight from Mr. Sulu. The title of the movie is Star Trek Beyond. In the original series, Gene Roddenberry added lyrics to the theme song, which I never knew this, and I like Star Trek movies. I'm not like a Trekkie, but I've watched a lot of Star Trek, and I never knew this. The first word is beyond. This is the lyrics to the that's my recollection of the original Star Trek theme, but these are the lyrics. Beyond the rim of the starlight, my love is wandering in star flight. I know he'll sorry, that just made me laugh. I know he'll find in star cluster reaches. Love love strange, love a star woman teaches. What? Love strange, love a star woman teaches. That's weird. I know his journey ends never. His Star Trek will go on forever. But tell him while he wanders his starry sea, remember, remember me. That is insane. And with those lyrics, let's get into our review of Star Trek Beyond 2016. Enjoy. Welcome back to another installation of The Popcorn Priest, your host. We are coming at you after we've screened our first selection with the newly installed Dolby Atmos speakers in my theater, and it was awesome. I guess technically I watched John Wick 2, but it was not an official screening with the folks. So this time we screened Star Trek Beyond, thanks to Cole's quick purchases.
Good thing there was a Best Buy right next to work.
And I don't have something to read about it, but it's
directed by
directed by Justin Lin.
Justin Lin,
Simon Pegg and his other writing partner. Can't remember, Doug something or other.
Doug.
Well, co-written by Simon Pegg.
Yeah. 2016, 2-hour runtime.
PG-13.
PG-13.
Starring
Third film in the
rebooted
rebooted Star Trek franchise. Probably one of my favorites of the three.
I would and it's specifically as like a Star Trek fan, I would put it as like my favorite of all of the movies, and it's because it doesn't like try to raise the stakes higher than they need to be. Yeah. Which is like, it was okay in the first one because it was a reboot. It really bothered me in the sequel, Into Darkness, when they raised the stakes like again to the exact same like level of severity. It was just like, it's like you don't need that.
I mean, they already told us like set up in the first reboot that this is a new timeline.
Yeah,
we can do whatever we want. We're gonna just
have this crazy thing to establish it, and that was fine. It was the second one is just where it's like,
and then we'll just repeat.
It's like
Wrath of Khan.
Like, you just don't need the stakes to be that high. You just don't. Like, it's like this one has a lot more character development, and like I just like it. It's like and the stakes are still like high. They're just not like the crazy like end of the earth kind of situations.
All will die. This is just one.
This is like, it would be really bad if things, if this
it
like
could be
plot
worse
goes
than the
to
space station.
Yeah, it could be worse, but it's like,
yeah,
and that's, I like it. It's good.
Yeah, I give it a golden bucket. If you're a Star Trek fan at all, you'll love this.
It's a lot more lighthearted. It's got a more fun tone, I think, in a lot of ways than like the really self-serious. Like the second one really is the one I'm just looking at and being like, I mean, I enjoyed it. But.
And you don't need to. I mean, you could watch this as a non-Star Trek fan and enjoy it.
It works as just an action movie with some sci-fi trappings.
And there's a lot of cool nods to
all the other movies and a few cool nods to the original movies. And it's a dang shame that both
Anton Yelchin's last film.
Anton passed as well as Leonard Nimoy passed.
Yeah. Leonard Nimoy was less unexpected. True. Anton Yelchin's tragedy.
Tragic.
Late 20s, early 30s.
Yeah, I think he's your age.
Just a freak accident. It's like the most,
with a faulty Jeep.
Like his Jeep, the emergency brake failed or something like that.
Yeah, or it wasn't set, and so it rolled into him.
Pinned him.
Yeah, some horrendous accident.
All right, well, I give it a golden bucket, like I said. Check it out. It's very awesome.
Stars. Great. It's great. It's a great mix of the action, oriented reboot stuff and, the old Star Trek, sci-fi. Let's comment on humanity. It's good stuff.
1,000 stars from Taylor. I did not like a couple of the dialogue scenes where they have to give the technical stuff and they're like, just cut to the chase. Tell me in real English. And they're like, oh, we're just going to blow them up and hit the red button. That kind of bugs, but I get it. Cole, your thoughts?
Well, not being nearly as big of a Star Trek fan, considering I don't think I've seen any of the other movies or before the reboot.
You could skip a lot of those movies.
I still like the second one the best. I think just because
you were wrong.
Just because Cumberbatch is such a good actor.
He is, but I think that movie has other problems.
This one, it's the tone's lighter, but I just kind of like the serious, just all or nothing. Cumberbatch just evil.
Cole has a bad taste in movies. That's what this is. He's admitting to us all right now.
I think that's a whole other debate right there.
Everything I said was bad about that movie. He says it's great. He's clearly wrong.
Mr. The Raid Redemption.
That's one of the greatest movies of all time.
Let's watch this man in a building for an hour and 45 minutes.
Getting stabbed a bunch of people.
Raid Redemption's the second one, though, right?
No, they gave it a weird subtitle because it's some trademark thing.
It's because the Raid. It's because he wanted to do the second one first, but they weren't sure about the budget. And they didn't want to give him that much money. So they made him technically make the second one first and then the other one, because that was the whole apartment building was supposed to be a sequel to the other one.
Oh,
He's out in the open.
That was the order, but as far as I know, the title though is
well, no, it's because that's just he didn't.
Oh,
change
that's what
it.
the production company thing was.
That's what that whole deal was.
That movie was very awesome. I agree with Taylor.
The second one's awesome, but that first one...
I like the first one, and the second one's a little more convoluted, but the scale, it makes it great.
That blind girl with the hammer is just awesome.
Yeah, the crazy car chase stuff, and I can't wait to see what that guy does next. I don't know what he's working on.
I'm intrigued, Cole, since you're not a Star Trek fan, how would you rate this with another action film?
Yeah, definitely
less than the second one, which was the worst one.
Well, to me the first one's the worst one, just because it's that whole. Well, no. It just in terms of they have to set everything up, so they have to show the backstory. Here's these characters. It's so the first half is just set up, and then the plot's rushed because then they have to do something. So then it's you fly through. See, you are as good as your dad. I told you.
It's kind of like Avengers.
Yeah, exactly. And so then when the second one, it's they just get right into it. But
not second Avengers. They just had 1,000 more spinning plates in the second Avengers.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of in terms of other sci-fi, because it's enjoyable. If you know what you're going into, you'll like it. You've got the first and the second one to base upon. It's not. The only other comparison is Star Wars, but Star Wars is so
so different.
Yeah, Star Trek explores different things, and there's different planets, there's different characters. Whereas Star Wars, it's just all about the Force.
It's more about there's a singular storyline.
Vision,
it's more like myth story kind of deal.
It's way more singular. Whereas these, they literally do go to other worlds, and they explore this and that. So it's just space in general, whereas Star Wars, it's one particular like dot in space, and that's kind of where it gets annoying.
It's not really. It doesn't really focus on like the mechanics of having an interstellar like It's just kind of like.
Anytime you see a planet, it's because they're blowing it up with a Death Star.
Even fighter jets are capable of faster than light travel and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's like anytime you go elsewhere, it's just like some minor planet. Oh, look at this. Let's do a demonstration. Let's blow this planet up, or let's use this giant laser beam and destroy these 4 planets at once, and then go back to our home base that we never leave. But I liked it. There was a couple things that I wasn't clear on that I may have to watch again, but like the casting.
Was it because you were on your phone texting?
No, it's because I was literally like looking at the scenery around it and they were talking, but the Idris is kind of hard to understand because of his accent.
Yeah.
But the casting, like everybody's really good. The girl didn't really do much besides just be pissed off the whole time.
Talking a foreign accent.
Yeah.
It's like kind of sexy in its own way, even though she's an alien. Yeah.
And she enjoyed the Beastie Boys.
Yeah.
Music.
So that was
doing like martial arts.
That was the one thing that I didn't kind of understand was the
I still don't really.
The music being the one of the key factors, but
you don't understand? Well, if you've been listening,
it's still like
it's still hand wavy, but you're sure.
Just play a song that's awesome that we already used in one of the movies.
It didn't need to be a song, but it seems like that is it's kind of like this like fan servicey, like we like this song.
You used it in the trailer and in the first movie. Thanks.
They have that line about "I'm on your planet," and then so it works.
Bringing up that the Beastie Boys is a duo instead of a trio now as well.
Oh.
But it was.
Cancer is the reason.
I'm more like action, guns, car chases kind. But this, it was still. I liked it. I thought it was enjoyable.
You wanted more action, guns, and car chases.
The pacing moved really well to the point where an hour and a half later, and it felt like 15 minutes just because it moves along. This one moves along really good in terms of story.
I agree. Cool. Any parting thoughts?
I don't know what they'll do next, but
they got another one planned. But yeah,
I don't see why.
It was kind of uncertain. I was hearing.
I don't think this one did as well as they wanted it to, but they'll still make a new one because it does okay. It's too valuable of a franchise. They have a series coming out, actually, I think, set in this universe, which I don't know about that.
Hence the Alibaba financing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was
I saw that.
One of the producers at the beginning was some foreign...
Some, Middle Eastern, Emirates company.
For the international releasing.
All right, well, there you have it, everybody. Star Trek Beyond. 1,000 stars, golden bucket, and enjoyed it. We'll see you next time. Thanks for joining us. All right, I wanted to add this section because all of the recordings that I made earlier, I never really had a structure. We just were a couple of dudes talking about movies. So I wanted to really answer the question, should or shouldn't you watch this? That's the title of the podcast. So here are 5 reasons why you should watch this movie. 1, if you like action movies. 2, if you like good humor. This is a really funny film, as we discussed in the review. 3, if you're a fan of Justin Lin, Fast and Furious franchise, give me a break, everybody. There you go. Number 4, if you like science fiction at all. And number 5, great rescue mission show. If you like rescue missions, this is at the top. And I added a 6th one here. You don't necessarily have to be a Star Trek fan, but if you're a Star Trek fan, obviously this is for you. And you probably have already seen it. But if you haven't, check this one out. Star Trek Beyond. Golden Bucket. All right. That's it for me. For the Popcorn Priest, Chris Compton. We'll see you next time.